साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव। जे उत्पत्ति स्थिति लय करे वेदो स्तुति उच्चरे। जे नारोम सुछिद्रमा अणुसमा ब्रह्मांड कोटि फरे। माया काड रवि शशि सुरगणो आज्ञान लोपेक्षण। एवा अक्षरधामना अधिपति श्री स्वामी नारायण। जनियमृतवाणी तो वही रही साक्षात महिमा रूपे। जनी ब्राह्मी स्थिति अहोलिन करे सुभव्य अक्षर पदे। शरणागत निज अल्प जीव सहुना श्रेयार्थ तत्पर रहे। काका स्नेहल सिंधु दिव्य विभुने हय्यों तो वंदन करे। सजानंद स्वामी महाराज नी जय। सर्वे गुणातीत स्वरूपोनी जय जय जय। गुरु हरि काकाजी महाराज, गुरु हरि पप्पाजी महाराज, बंधु बेलड़ी शताब्दी पर्व महोत्सवनी जय जय जय। प्रकट ब्रह्म स्वरूप हरि प्रसाद स्वामी महाराज नी जय जय जय। प्रकट ब्रह्म स्वरूप जसभाई साहेब नी जय जय जय। सर्वे गुणातीत स्वरूपोनी जय जय जय। आज के आनंद की जय जय। सदगुरुदेव की जय जय जय। अरे हमारा चंद्रकांत भाई चंद्रकांत बेन्नी बर्थडे निमित्ते वी हैड ए नाइस फूड। रीटा बेन तमने भी खूब खूब thank you for bringing nice food. When I came in today, the third was already done. And I was hoping that we would be doing third, And I thought that it would be coming from our Pankaj Bhai's favorite, order, Gallard, But then I found out, that the food came from, Rita Ben and Sunil Bhai's place, ये लोग को गया मगर सुनील भाई कहाँ गए? अच्छा अच्छा तरस रीटा बेन. It was 1961 when I graduated from the high school and then went to Vidyanagar for the college study. So we were staying in a hostel called Square Hostel. Das Kaka knows, And it is square because, there are 4 square made in the buildings, for 2-story, I think, or 3-story. 2-story. 2-story to leave for the students there. But it was square in shape, so we were calling Square Hostel. And my name was Dinkar. So there was another person whose name was Dinesh. We were the roommates. It was on the 2nd floor. When you enter into the Square Hostel, all the way to the end on the 2nd floor, I still remember that we were staying together. That Dinesh Bhai is in Chicago, So about a week after our staying together, one morning he says that he is going to Anand this evening. I said, for what? So he says, my elder brother, he is going to America to do PhD in chemistry. So I said, okay, I will join with you. We will go together. So we went to the train station and I met his brother, whose name was Harshad Bhai, and his wife Ramila Ben. I think both came together. કે પછીથી આવ્યા રમીલા બેન? After, Ramila Ben came after, I guess. So that was my first communication contact of America. That I met that Harshad Bhai in Anand station. I had no idea that I will come to America at that time, But when Harshad Bhai came to America, he finished his PhD and then he started working at Abbott Labs. So he was working as a research scientist in Abbott Laboratories. So when I came to America and I worked for about 8-9 years, different places in Indiana. And then in 1976, when I got this offer from Abbott Labs, I came to Waukegan. I found out that Harshad Bhai is also working at Abbott Labs. So then I found out his name from the company directory, and then I talked to him and he said, okay, you come for dinner. And we went to dinner at his place. And then we became again friends. But I remember before in Indianapolis also, we were with his brother as associates there, So we had some association, So when we came in touch with Harshad Bhai, we used to play ping pong also in his home, There was a little nice table in the basement, right? That he had, then we used to play, And that's where we met Chandrakant Bhai and Chandrika Ben. So that is how our communication contact of Chandrakant Bhai happened, Harshad Bhai retired, and he moved to Florida with his daughter's family, And Chandrakant Bhai and Chandrika Ben became our close satsangi, And Chandrakant Bhai wanted to buy a house, right? And Kakaji was also around at that time, or next year maybe. After that year, Kakaji came to bless. But when he wanted to buy the house, he asked me to come and to check that house out, whether that house is in good shape or not, something like that, right? So we went there and we prayed, and they are living from those years until today in that house, And the house, very good house, and the house is such that when Papaji used to come to Waukegan with Benos, then I would move out to Chandrakant uncle's home. And I would have Papaji and all Benos, stay in Waukegan home. So my second home was Chandrakant Bhai's home, And I really enjoyed there, And I met their two children, both sons, Vipul Bhai and Rachit Bhai, Vipul Bhai was very, calm personality and very, happy, personality. And Rachit was always active, But when we were talking at their place, the power of Dhun, to both of their children, before Vipul applies, Rachit started applying in his school. Whenever there is a basketball game going or something else going, he would do Dhun. And the party will win. So then he realized, that Dhun has a lot of power. And with that dhun, we found a nice partner for him, our Jyoti Ben. Jyoti Ben and our Indira Ben were the two candidates who came in 1998 on Kakaji's 75th Divya Ekta Mahotsav from India. So many who came, and they were the two who stayed, They did not go back. And they both found good hubbies, So, our Rachit Bhai, he was about to go to India to find a, mate. And then Bapu suggested to me, that our Jyoti is here, and why don't we suggest to, Chandrakant uncle for Rachit Bhai? I said, okay. And we talked to them, and Rachit says, are you sure that she will say yes? I said, yes. That's what we talked, right, Rachit Bhai? That you asked me, that you sure that she would say yes? Something like that? Something like that, yeah. And then we had the marriage ceremony done in our basement, in Waukegan basement, So a lot of good vibrations, And then they have two nice children now, Ishan and Karina. So today I gave a whistle to Ishan, right? So anything happens, you blow that whistle. Before do Swaminarayan and then blow the whistle, But the point is, that Chandrakant Bhai and Chandrika Ben, their birthday also is very close to October, middle of October, that we are celebrating, a lot of other people's birthday also. And I think according to the Tithi, he was born on Sharad Purnima also, right? So, Chandrakant Bhai, Sharad Purnima candidate, our Arun Bhai in Pawai, Sharad Purnima candidate. And right, but Biju bhi ko Gunatitanand Swami also obviously Sharad Purnima, So some divine energy, some divine entity, he is arranging all these gatherings and meetings, And Chandrakant Bhai, he is from 6 town, In India, we are from 5 towns, And people from 6 towns are there higher than our 5 towns. And he is from Karamsad, which is the same birthplace of Kakaji, Birth town of Kakaji, So when Chandrakant Bhai came in our satsang, it was kind of new for him about Swaminarayan, But he was very helpful, He was very interesting, And he had a lot of interest to do the seva and other things, And Kakaji told him, that you keep company of Dinkar Bhai and, Kusum Ben and Sudha Ben, and you will have, lot of good vibrations, combined together, And then that onwards made certain trips to India that we went together also, And at one time he was in India by himself, And it was in Vidyanagar, I think, or Sokhda. And Kakaji very welcomed him, with flowers and all, goodies, and representative from Chicago, And then one day, Chandrakant Bhai uncle says that he had a dream. In the dream, he was traveling with me to Akshardham. And then, when the doors of Akshardham came, he says that, Dinkar Bhai, you went away straight. But those sadhus stopped me, Show me your passport. So he says, I came with Dinkar bhai, He's inside, so I want to go with him. He said, no, 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 no. In order to go there, you have to do Dandvat. So he started doing Dandvat, for each sadhu, So there were 500 saints there, on the gate. So after doing 15, 20, he says, now I'm tired, The sadhu says, okay, go. So he says that was something, that was Kakaji's grace, that because of coming into this satsang, he could see the all divine experiences, of our satsang. But all these years, Kakaji had given him this secretary status of our Yogi Divine Society, and he has been following up and, sending the receipts and collecting and depositing in banks and all that very routinely and very efficiently, Just about 2-3 weeks ago, in our account of Yogi Divine Society, the bank balance just dipped way down. The bank balance has to be minimum $500, Otherwise, there is a penalty if you go below that balance, And we normally don't go that balance, But there were some big checks written on this our Samayan function, and our Pintu bhai missed, to deposit. So Chandrakant bhai, when he was in the bank, he found that balance, to be less than 500, So very quietly he gave me that receipt of that balance and said, this is the receipt. So I thought that why I need receipt, He is keeping everything, So then I kept the receipt. And I didn't pay attention that it is that less than 500. And I did not know even that there has to be 500 minimum balance. So we were coming in the car to this function. Then he says that the balance is below 500 and there will be a penalty coming. Then I opened up my eyes and I said, is that right? So then we called right away Pintu bhai and Ketan bhai and deposited money, But next day, a letter came, from the bank, $7.50 penalty. So I opened up the letter, and normally I open letter, I don't open letter, if it is, named to Chandrakant uncle, even though it is our, bank letter, I give it to him, So I gave that letter that another Friday, when we were coming. So he opened up and he gave me that letter back saying that there is a penalty, $7.50. So I said, okay, I will become a salesman, and remove the penalty, So today I went to the bank, I was meaning to go for whole week today, but somehow when I pass going from Waukegan to First Midwest Bank, somehow I have things going on, with me, and I keep watching 3 red lights or green lights, ahead of me, to tune my, driving and all that. And I forget, to go to the bank. So today, about 5 o'clock, I completed my, editing Swamini Vato, that Papaji's discourses. Then a phone call came. I called, our Hemali Ben, that she wanted to do some dhun for her brother, and family members. So I started doing walking, in our office. Normally there are people in the office, So I walk very quietly, or I walk into the closed big conference room, But today I saw there was nobody in the office. Whole office was empty. So I started running, or walking very fast, going in circle. And I said, well, our Indira Ben says that she would come at home at 5:45. So I will do exercise for about 45 minutes and then go. It was about 5:25, and all of a sudden I remember that I have been not going to the bank. So I changed my plans. I packed up and went to the car and went to the bank before 6 o'clock, bank closes. And normally when I leave the office, I drive at 45 miles, But today I drove at 70 miles, just to make sure that I reach in time, and also if there is delay at the bank, we don't have to wait for Indira Ben, or Indira Ben doesn't have to wait for me to come here, So I went there, and there was a woman, and I talked to her, and I said, well, we keep good balance, and we never do this, and she says, yeah, but there is a penalty, And I thought that maybe this is not going to fly, So then I said, well, can you just wave this time? And she said, okay, I will wave. And I said, okay. So then it happened, So penalty was waived, It's a small amount, But even though it is still our Yogi Divine Society's amount, and every penny counts in our good cause, So we are going to make sure. Now she was advising me to open up a savings account and put remaining money, not too much money in the checking account. If somebody writes the check, then I could lose that money and things like that. And I keep telling her that don't worry, It's only us, we write big check and amount goes down, Otherwise, nobody else bothers with that, But anyhow, on this occasion, our Chandrika Ben and Chandrakant Bhai, tamne happy birthday. And now they are going tomorrow, I think, to California. From windy city to sunny city. And have a nice time there. And say our Jai Swaminarayan to Vipul Bhai and his family. And whoever you meet over there, you will try to meet maybe Chandan and other people, Yeah, so. Yeah, he's in San Francisco. And Vipul is in near Los Angeles? Santa Clara. Okay. Right. But if he has time, he can come and meet with you. Sure. And we have given a lot of Bhakti Patri there also, So you be our accountant there, maybe, see if there is any progress, I was going to give them another few weeks, and then follow up with them, So you have a nice trip there. There are other birthdays also, Our Praveen Bhai Lad's birthday is also coming from Paris. 17 17, yeah. And the same birthday is Gunatitanand Swami's birthday also, according to the English calendar, So Praveen Bhai is also very elevated, humble sevak in Paris, and he is doing lot of satsang activities, bringing young kids, into this satsang activities and dhoon and other things. And Vasi Bhai is especially going on 23rd for 1 week to send the invitation to come next year to Chicago to Paris Mandal. But also he is going to awaken the young generation there, He is going to have a seminar with young kids, So that part, Vasi Bhai is going to do that. And we pray that our Praveen Bhai also has a good health and whole family keeps doing more and more seva and getting the blessings of Kakaji and all Gunati Swarupo. So with that, let's see how are we doing with the time. Yeah, we have about quite a few more minutes for our Suhrat Bhai and Vijay Bhai to come and say good things,